Good morning, all. To the welcome to the Bright Beginnings Toastmaster meeting of 310 today. I am Sanskar Mitra, and certainly at the arms for the club today. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to always provide a supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication skills and leadership skills, resulting in a greater self confidence and personal growth. So, to ensure this, please follow some certain ground rules. Please ensure all cell phones are on silent or on switched off mode. We have 10 seconds to recheck. Moving on. Please speak responsibly about religion, sex, or politics in your speeches. Use the feature of raising a hand, applause, and thumbs up when needed. Use the feature, don't use Zoom messaging in between the speeches until required. Until not required, please put yourself on mute and um uh, if you are playing the role, no need to recheck whether you are audible or not. One of us will let you know if your sound is coming or not. Please make sure all the role players have added their role names as prefix to the real name and suffix to the username of the meeting. You have 10 seconds to recheck and implement if missed. With that, I hand over to the presiding officer of the club today, Toastmaster Shaunak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanskar. Very good morning, Toastmasters and guests today. For over a number of years, our club has created a warm, friendly, and supportive environment. As we gather each week to fulfill our mission to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which our members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater confidence and personal growth. Our mission is to derive from club's vision to be a place of deep community where aspiring speakers and leaders come forward and share their growth and wisdom stories. So, Anshuman, do we have a theme for today's meeting?
Yes, I
Yes,
know
we
the
do
theme,
have
but
a
it's a
theme.
secret one.
Okay,
Uh,
So,
Let me give you the theme, which is nicknames.
oh,
nicknames.
you disclose a secret. So, every meeting has a theme, and today's theme is nickname. I'm sure we all have nicknames. I do have, and I'm sure you all must be having nicknames where your family members or the loved ones will be calling you. So it will be very interesting to hear what nicknames unfold for us in today's meeting. But before that, we have some guests today. So may I invite to be Toastmaster Akfan to come online in front of camera and tell us about herself and what prompts her to join Toastmasters and what is that she want to achieve from this Toastmasters meeting and going forward. To be Toastmaster Akfan.
Hi, Shauna. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I am Akfan Behra, and I'm based out of Gurgaon currently. I'm working with Deloitte as a CPA. And the reason why I want to join Toastmasters is because I feel that I've always heard about Toastmasters, and I feel it's a great platform to connect with people who can help you grow in the journey of how you really speak and how you really present yourself, because after one point in time it's all about how you really present yourself, no matter how much you know about things. And I feel there is always a scope of growth for me there, and that is the whole reason why I really want to join Toastmasters, to develop that specific feel that specific uh, that specific thing within me.
Thank you so much. Glad to hear that. And I'm sure that this platform really help you achieve your goals. Next, yeah, Toastmasters. Okay. So next we have Toastmaster Sanjida, who's been joining meetings after a very long time. So Sanjida, tell us, what was keeping you busy for so long, and what's new these days. I know you are already a Toastmaster, you know all about it, so I won't ask those things.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shaunak. Um, why it took me so long to join a Toastmaster meeting? So, there are two reasons here. At first, I thought like I'll be joining, an offline meeting, but that doesn't happen because it's Mumbai and takes a lot of time to travel from one point to another, and trying to find a club which actually is convenient for my for my time as well, so which is not happening. Still still looking for that particular club wherein I can go and deliver my speech, because I feel like online and offline has a stark difference when you're delivering speeches in front of live audiences. That is one. And number two, what is keeping me busy? I think a lot of things. New city, flat hunting, um, changing one state to another, like coming from northeast to the west itself is a change of, atmosphere and change in environment, climate, and whatnot. So just trying to understand Mumbai and trying to I would not say absorb in the culture, but trying to assimilate in how people are living here. Yeah. I get surprises every now and then, but yeah, that's how I'm just trying to, blend myself here.
Good to hear that. Yeah. So let's see, it takes time. If you, whenever you move into a new environment, it takes time to get settled through. So Mumbai is a great place. So much to explore, so much to discover every day. But I'm sure you'll get settled very soon. So let's start with today's interesting theme, which is nickname. And for that, I'll pass the stage back to our young, enthusiastic Toastmaster Sanskar, who is our Toastmaster of the day today. Toastmaster Sanskar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shauna. You've done a very great job today as presiding officer, introducing everyone. And with that, I would also like to know, getting to know Toastmaster, to soon to be Toastmaster Sanja and her traveling exploration and all from going to Northeast and all. So, nicknames, starting with nicknames. Ever since your birth, you are given your real name. It can be your official name, which people call you. But throughout your childhood, and when people kind of start to know you and you become close, people start to give you a nickname because it becomes your personality. Something you could have done in before, in future, or something like, for example, if you're mischievous enough, you'll be given something else. You'll be given a nickname. So ever since my childhood, my story is different. And here comes the drum roll. And my nickname is Jerry, Jerry. And the origin behind this story is that ever since, so I was the second child in my home. And my first child was of course, my bigger brother. And he was given the name Tom, originating from Tom Cruise, of course. And so ever since my birth, my parents were in a fiddle where they had to keep something else as nickname as well. And there was no character which we could thought of, which we could think of. And in middle of this fiddle, the name Jerry popped up because of the cartoon which we all know, Tom and Jerry. So I haven't been totally grown up to my name. I have now, but when I was let's say I was in class second, third till fifth, I've always kind of disliked my name. Disliked my nickname. Why? Because I was made fun of as a because I was made fun of as a mouse. I was made fun that it doesn't really make sense. Jerry, the name, but let's to hell with others. And since growing up, I've kind of starting to understand what nickname is, why it is important. And why nickname is important is because it gives you a personality, gives you a trait, it gives you. And if I had to describe my life in one word, it would be the perfect name, Jerry. And because it really tells what I have done throughout, and what I have achieved, what I have done, and that is it. And with that, um, um, ending about myself, I would like to know about you guys, whether you had nicknames in your childhood, and do you still have it right now as well. Please raise your hands if you have, and then we will start speaking. So, Toastmaster Shaunak, did you have a nickname?
Yeah, I do have two nicknames.
Please share.
So I was very naughty, and so I am now. So my sister used to call me Jojo. But there was a character in one of the comics who was very like me, a notorious kind of guy, and that's why she used to refer me as Jojo when we were young. Though I'm little bit toned down now and doesn't match with the character now. Yeah, so my nickname used to be Jojo at one point of time because I was so naughty and all. And when I was in my childhood and all, my relatives used to ask my mom because it's a very common uh, practice where whenever a mother is about to give birth to a child, before that they used to paste posters for an inspiration, be it a deity or a person who they want to aspire their child to be like that. So my relative used to ask me, what did you used to read or what you used to watch before I was born? So my mother used to say, I used to read Phantom quite a lot, and that's why they say, yes, that's why the Phantom has come in your family.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shaunak. That was a lovely story hearing from you. And any other guests, Toastmasters? Have you had any nicknames before, or do still have it? Anyone calls you like that? Please do share. And Toastmaster Anshuman, uh, you want to share something?
Yeah, my nickname was pretty convenient. So my name is Anshuman. So I was just short form to any wide guesses.
Anshu?
Exactly. Man was taken out of Anshu Man. Though, like as you can imagine, I was often called Anshu Man, on the lines of say, Superman, but not Supermanish, more on a sarcastic fashion. So yes, like I could relate to your story, Toastmaster Sanskar, of how Jerry can become a mouse or anything. So yes, names have their own contour, but like mostly I'm called Anshu and formally Anshuman.
So yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. So I could relate your story to one of my friends whose name was Valsan, but it really didn't make any sense. But we used to call him Bolson, but like just make anything out of it. If there's no nickname, just make fun out of the real name and make something else. So yeah. Oh, Toastmaster Ashutosh, please.
Yes, Toastmaster Sanskar. So, speaking of the nicknames, I have an interesting, journey of getting nicknames as I grew from child to adult. So, my parents used to call me Monu. That was the original nickname as put by them. There was a popular names, one of the popular nicknames during that times. But later, as I went to school, it eventually became the as modified of the name, like Toastmaster Anshuman was telling, my name became Toshi of from the Ashutosh. Then I went to college, it became Hitman because I was doing too many mischievous things out of the, some amazing things which are making people laugh or sometimes making me as a funny guy. And then eventually I participated in one of the fashion, event in fancy dress event in college. So people out of the again being sarcastic, they start calling me model. So these were the names, but now I've safely settled at Ashu. So in my company and my friend group, people generally call me Ashu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashutosh. So A request, or maybe if we can do, is for today's meeting only. Let's change our name to our nicknames. And so for Anshuman, we can just highlight the man as in capital and Anshu in small, right? And for Toastmaster Shaunak, it would be Jojo's. Ashutosh, it would be Ashu or Toshi, whichever you'd like. And moving on, Toastmasters and guests. Any guest would like to share their story about nicknames? Soon to be Toastmaster Sanjida, Akpan.
So Sanjida is already Toastmasters.
Oh, okay. So Toastmaster Sanjida, uh, would you like to share something?
Yeah, sure. So, I don't know whether I actually never got a nickname as such because I already had a nickname that my parents have given me while I was a child. So that is what they call me. I mean, I don't have very funny and interesting stories, but in my school and my college, because I don't like Sanjay, oh my goodness, I forgot the name of the Bollywood hero, Bollywood
Sa-
actor.
Sanjida.
Sanjay Dutt, yeah, right. So people used to call me Sanjay Baba, Sanju Baba, and I hate it. I hated it, and which is the reason people still, like my friends, still, just to rile me up, they would text me like, "Hey, Sanju Baba, we were thinking of you." In the group, they would like, try to mess up with me. So that's what people call me. Really not fond of it, and I'm not going to change my name here. Just letting you know that. So yeah, that and other than that, I don't think so. I have people would call me San, which I find a little bit better as compared to Sanju Baba. Other than that, yeah, just that.
See, you've had a funny story. And well, thank you, Toastmaster Sanjita, for sharing with us. And um, with that, I would like to close my remarks, and I'll speak after the speech part. And now, with moving on with our meeting today, uh, thank you all, and Toastmaster Anshuman as general evaluator.
Right. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Sanskar. Good morning, everyone. So good to see such enthusiastic audience and such an interesting theme. I was just glued to all the nicknames. I was curious to hear everyone's nickname. I hope we are able to cover everyone by the end of the meeting. But as a general evaluator, my role will be to ensure that the team, the meeting, and individual role players get appropriate feedback on how they perform today. And to ensure that I'm not alone in this, I have just Toastmaster Nancy, who is the language evaluator for the morning, to evaluate the folks. But I'd like to invite Toastmaster Nancy to share her background on what she'll be doing as a language evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. As a language evaluator, I will be noting down so I'll be playing two roles. One will be the AHA counter, and another one would be the grammarian. As part of AHA counter, I'll be noting down the ahs, ums, and other filler words if there are any. And as part of grammarian, I will be noting down if there are any misusage of words related to I mean in their speech or table topics, and at the end of meeting I'll be sharing my report. Back to you, general evaluator Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Nancy. As a general evaluator and also as a fellow timer, I'll also be timing the meeting at 5 to 7 minutes for a speech where I'll be sharing the green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes with 30 seconds buffer. For spontaneous speeches, which is the table topics, we'll have the green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and 2 minutes. We have to wrap up our table topic speech For evaluations, I'll time it at 2 to 3 minutes, with green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and red card at 3 minutes. I look forward to a productive meeting, and I along with Toastmaster Nancy, are going to share a report at the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Sanskar.
Let me move on to the speech part of the Toastmaster session. We have two lovely speakers today who will be presenting their speeches, Toastmaster Shaunak and Toastmaster Ashutosh.
It's just going to Toastmaster Ashutosh today,
Oh,
Toastmaster.
okay. Toastmaster Ashutosh. And I'll be bringing on our evaluator to the stage today, which is Toastmaster Vitul. Please, Toastmaster Vitul.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jerry. Today we have our veteran speaker who always sprinkle his speech with so much of wisdom. We have Toastmaster Ashutosh. The title of his speech is "The Man with a Dream." And sorry, Toastmaster Ashu. The speech title is "The Man with a Dream," and the objective of his speech is delivering a persuasive speech. I repeat, the speech title is "The Man with a Dream." Over to you, Toastmaster Jerry.
Okay. I present to
Toastmaster
you
Ashu.
Toastmaster Toshu. Toshi.
When was the last time you wore a watch? Not to check time, but to feel proud, confident, and professional. Today, millions of Indians are wearing a Titan brand. They are wearing it because of their trust and recall of the iconic tune which we heard just now, and the the belief on its quality. But how did this brand become so big? Have you ever wondered how Titan became an international brand today? This is because of a man who decided to go with his dreams. Xerxes Desai, the man who built Titan as a global brand. Today, my story narrates about the story of this brand Titan, a made in India company, and a man who has dreamed to make it successful despite of all challenges. In the era of 1980s, the Indians were believing in foreign brands, any white goods. We were very, we or our generations at that time were anticipated or hooked to foreign brands, whether it is television, watches, or any of the commodity. And one man saw a gap in this segment. Xerxes Desai. He saw that most of these foreign watches, at least in India, are getting smuggled, and this was a big loss to the country. And he decided to build a global brand of watches in India. There were so many re- uh, rejections or discouragement he for this his idea within the group company, and but he believed to continue with his idea and decided to go with the idea to prepare a world class watch company in India. This company started from, I would say, started or incubated, as the startups call it today, from a small warehouse in Mumbai. There was no formal company, no name of the brand. There was just a concept, a watch project, a watch project, and the Sakshi Desai with some his close associates decided to work on this project. They finally narrowed upon a plan wherein a factory can be built in a remote town of Hosur. A remote town of Hosur. Why you want to set up a factory there? This was the question from the board member of Tata Group. Because Hosur is close to Bangalore. Bangalore, the IT hub or technology hub during that era. the closest competition what watch company was there. They could have gathered information resources. They decided to build a factory in Hosur, which was relatively lower in cost and nearer to a relatively technology advanced city, and then drawn resources and some of the executives also from that company to start working on Hosur. They have hired local, villagers and trained them to become an efficient technology worker. Titan was not only having this challenge of building a brand, the biggest challenge was getting this watch sold in India. The Indians were not believing in Indian watches. They were, as I mentioned, they were only buying watches from country. The biggest challenge for Titan was to change this mindset. For changing this mindset, they need to build an excellent watch with a high quality uh, brand, high quality, solution, high quality of technology. When uh, the Tata Group management was asking him to build a more accommodative for mass watches, which could have competed with the local competition that time, HMT, but he decided to build a more quality oriented and technologically advanced watch with a new technology which was built that time, quartz watch, which works on its own. There was no need of mechanical pushing of watch every 24 hours. This would watch works automatically. And this slowly and steadily with lot of challenges, this narrative changed the mindset of the consumer and they started believing in Titan as a company and started buying watches. Slowly and steadily, Titan got entered into the new other segments of business as well. Jewelry and eyewear fashion brand as a fast track, and something milestone was also done by this man. They built the slimmest watch in the world, Titan Edge. So this is how the Titan from a small concept on paper become a world class company. What I like most about this story is not the success of Titan as a brand, is the belief of a man who believed that impossible is possible if it is delivered with excellence. He could Zaxis Desai could have settled for a ordinary, comfortable job in another Tata Group company, but he decided to go with his son out of conviction and build this brand from scratch. This story tells us that we could have we as in our position in whatever capacity is working as a professional or students or leaders, could believe that our success lies in our own belief. If we believe that we are building a brand, we could build a brand. And today, this watch is not giving us time. This is telling us an excellence can be built if you thought. And if thought combined with excellence delivers a world class product. And that's it. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Toshi, for sharing us with the watch project, the Titan story. So recently, yeah, I think we all know that the story, the movie or the series, which was recently released. I also watched it, and it was really good. As an Indian, I feel really proud that uh, we had Titan as a Indian origin watch, which competed with other brands internationally, and how it also bought some international brands as well from Swiss market. And I could. So the essence of the story, you really nailed it, and thank you, Toastmaster Toshi, for sharing us. That I have only one conclusion with our today's theme, which is it isn't really about nicknames. It is not about giving you new names, but it's about celebrating the stories behind them. And a nickname may start as a joke, but even at a random moment or a random habit, out of a random habit. But over time, it becomes a symbol of friendship, trust, and memories. So I hope everyone leaves today not just with a nickname, but with a smile. Thank you, everyone. And cheers to all the nicknames. And moving on with our next session today, which is the table topic session, I'll be moving along with our Toastmaster Anshuman. Just help me with the table topics.
Yeah,
Those
it's
are
table. It's Toastmaster Sanjita. So Toastmaster
Toastmaster.
Sanjita, will you like to take a table topic first and then proceed with the session, or take it at the end after the session?
I will take it at the end after the session is done.
Wise choice. Over to
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, Toastmaster Anshuman, I'm a little clueless right now. So where do we start now?
yeah,
I
you have to hand over to table topic master, which you
Okay.
have already
I
done.
yeah.
Super.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. So, moving along the session, I'll now introduce Toastmaster Sanjita to the meeting. And, well, Toastmaster Sanjita.
Thank you so much. Jerry. So good morning, Toastmasters and guests. So we have come to the section of the meeting where it can be unpredictable. You have to think on your feet, right? And this is where you understand that you can be a speaker as well. You can arrange your thoughts, right? So this is that section which gives you that chance to explore yourself, to discover yourself, like what kind of, qualities you have in terms of communication. And today's topic is nickname. As per my understanding, nickname is not just a shortened name. It is basically a personality, or sometimes it can be given because of certain funny moments we had with those group of people or with a friend, or it can be basis out of love that our parents had for us or our siblings would have for us, and other stories as well, etc., etc. um, but I believe that nickname specifically arises from certain incidents that might have happened, or certain memories that we might have had with those group of people. Not necessarily that, some, yeah, I do understand the fact that there's certain nicknames which are used only to bully, but we are not talking about bully right now. We are talking only about the fact that the nicknames can be arrived out of love, out of memories, and out of experiences that we have. So, coming back to this section. So, like I said and mentioned before, this section of the Toastmaster helps you to think on feet, where you will be wearing your thinking hat and, giving whatever comes to your mind, uh, that, that, um, space within 1 or 2 minutes. So the time for this speech is, like I said, 1 to 2 minutes. So the minimum is 1 minute, where we will showcase you the green signal, and 1 minute 30 second when we showcases you the yellow card, and 2 minute is where we show you the red card or the red signal, and 30 minutes is the grace that you have. So um before I so it goes like that. Like, I'll call up a person. First of all, you need to raise your hand, and then I'll call that person. I'll give that person the topic after then only, when he or she or they chooses to be the part of this entire section. And for this, I'd like to call upon someone who is an experienced Toastmaster. Anyone who is experienced can raise their hand, and I'll just call upon them.
Toastmaster Jojo.
Yeah, Toastmaster Jojo. Cool. Hi, Jojo. So for you, I have. Okay, before we begin, who is the timer? Can they? Um,
Yeah, I'm the timer. I'm the timer.
sorry, sorry about that. Okay. Um, So your question is, do nickname brings people closer? Can they sometimes do harm more than good?
Yes, nicknames can bring people closer. So I have a very live example for that. Two of my very close friends, both of their nickname is Vicky. One person was born on 29th of Feb, which is a leap year. Other was born on 1st of March, which is the very next day. Both of them resides very close to each other. So that's a very rare coincidence. And I think that's the reason their bonding, because of their nicknames and so many similarities, is really nice. And moreover, whenever you wanted to interact with a person, if there is any similarity, that gives you a reason to connect with that person instantly. So I believe, yes, nicknames is a good way, or it could be one of the reason where people can communicate with each other, and that they can get into that conversation, because that's one of the similarities that brings across. Could be problematic for people who have common or I'll say unique names or rhythmic names, or maybe aligned with not something so good with them. So that's their challenge, and I'm sure those people must be dealing it from their childhoods and being traumatized a lot of times for that. But people should not be doing that. Childhoods and all is a different thing, where you don't have that sense, what you are doing, and it's actually being turning into a bully for someone who may not be liking it. Even I was the one, who used to do those things without even realizing that. But if eventually I've stopped all those things. But yes, nicknames could be a great medium where you can create bonding, socialize with people, and that gives you a sort of a starting point to take up that conversations. And yes, for some it may not be that uh, a leverage where that nickname has been given by love and all, but that has came out of ragging or being a part of bully. So yeah, so there are both perspective to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jojo. This question had actually two sections, and you very well put it very well across that how nicknames can bring closeness among people, and as well as how it can also traumatize someone. Um, because of a certain because of the unintentionality of that particular situation that they had. And at last you also summarize the entire you know summarize your thought. So that is how someone who is new to table topic is supposed to present your thought. I would not call out names, and I would like you to volunteer. And I'll also urge to volunteer yourself, because this is very good chance for you to build and understand yourself. Like, the more we expose ourselves, the more we know about ourselves. So those are the areas that we can you know improve upon. Yeah. So I'm looking for the next volunteer. Anyone?
Toastmaster Meenakshi, I think she's been back after a long while. Toastmaster Meenakshi,
Okay.
want to take up a table topic?
So Toastmaster Sanjay, you have to give table topics to everyone, and I suggest you pick yourself rather than asking people to nominate, because eventually everyone has to speak.
All right. Okay. Hi, Meenakshi. How are you doing today?
I am really awesome. How are you? All right.
I'm doing good. Thank you so much. Okay. To you, I have, imagine you had to give yourself a nickname based on your personality today. What would it be? Imagine you had to give yourself a nickname based on your personality today. What would it be? Are you okay with the question?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, over to you.
If I have to give myself a nickname based on my personality, it would be light. What I've believed that My experience that I went through, I kept collecting them. If somebody bullied me, I collected it. If somebody was trying to make fun of me, I collected that. And all these collection of negative experiences made me a darker person. And I stopped sharing my light with them. But when I looked back, I realized this is not me. I am more like a person who like to share love and light, who like to share positivity. And what I have become is collection of all those people that I've met in my life. So I had to let go. I had to let go all these experiences that I kept collecting, and instead now I collect positive experiences. If somebody compliments me, I receive it. I feel it. And I try to know that, yes, I am allowed to receive compliments, receive positivity so that I can share more of my life. So, one nickname that I would give myself is light. Thank you.
Thank you, Meenakshi. That was such a powerful, I would say, impromptu speech. And I guess like we all are, we all have experienced that kind of phase in life, right? Wherein you kind of and I think like it's very well that this negative experiences are very necessary for us to understand the difference between the good and the bad, and also how we would like ourselves to be in the future, or how we like us to be in the present, right? So I think and most of us who are who are empaths are not able to understand like when we are kind of taking other people's energy and when we are becoming them. So it's very good of you to understand yourself. Like I say, unless and until you expose yourself, you won't understand yourself better. So that's thank you for that. I'd like Jojo mentioned, I'd like to call up people. Please don't um
Shy
give me a
away.
nickname. Yeah, give me a nickname. Rude nickname. Okay, I'd like to call upon
Soon to be
Bidu.
Toastmaster. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll call Apiksha. Sorry.
Akpan. Akpan.
Akpan later. Okay. Hi Vidu, how are you doing today?
All good.
Okay, so to you, my question is, what is the funniest or most unusual nickname you have ever had? What is the funniest or most unusual nickname you have ever had? Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters and Jada. A very interesting incident and a very weird one was when I was in class third. There, my section got changed, and there was a list of all the names of the students who were part of that section. Now everybody was looking for their friends because it was the first day of the class of who are the child or who are the set of friends who are in the same section and who have moved out of the different sections. So all of the students were roaming around finding their friend's name, which section they are in, and a bunch of people come and said, "Who is this Vidhu? Is this a guy or a girl?" And I was standing there and looking around it to tell them that I am that girl whose name is Vidhu, because at that time Vidhu was not a very popular name. So somebody said, "No, but it should be a male, right? Because Vidhu Vinod Chopra, VVD, it's a female, it's a male. How can she be a female?" And this bunch of group start bullying my name in a way that, okay, this should be a boy, it cannot be a girl. And I standing there observing and did not, they were calling, who is Vidhu, and I was like, I am not Vidhu. I don't know who Vidhu is. So very funny, and I still recall because that group of children used to call me the entire year VVD, which was Vidhu Vinod Chopra, instead of my name as Vidhu. So yeah, that was one of the weird incidents that happened during the childhood with my name. Back to you, Toastmasters and Jida.
Thank you, Bedu. That was such an interesting and interesting experience, I see interesting because, with name, we tend to attach sexuality or the gender. And probably, which is the reason why we should have another petition saying that, let's say, for example, if my name is Anshuman, people should not have preconceived notion that, Anshuman is a guy. It can be girl as well, right? It can be anyone. So I think name should be unisex, and everyone should have their own you know own choice of giving the names. And I have seen that parents generally, when they are naming a child, they kind of like have their own thought process behind naming the child. So nobody should have the right to make fun or kind of like put their preconceived notion to somebody else's, just the names basically. Sorry, yeah. um Moving ahead, I would like to call upon our guest, Akfan. Hi, Akfan.
Hi, Sanchita.
Hi. Just wanted to understand because you said like you want to improve your communication. Would you mind turning on the camera? Because that's a first step in, mitigating your fear and putting yourself out there.
Sure. Just give me a minute.
Oh, interesting. Thank you so much. It's totally your choice, but let me know if it's taking time. I can, you know.
Yes, maybe we can go ahead with someone else, and by the time I'll just try to join.
Cool. All right. I'd like to call upon Toshi.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hi, Toshi. I like your speech. Um, okay. For you, by the way, how are you doing today? Doing
All
well?
good.
Okay, cool. Um, so to you, my question is, should parents give their children cute nicknames or should they stick to the real names?
Should parents give them
Yeah, I'll
cute?
I'll repeat them. Should parents give children cute nicknames or should they stick to real names? Over
Should
to you.
parents give cute nicknames along with the real name, or also stick to the real name? So, Toastmaster Sanjita, thanks for this topic. I have been a living example of giving both sides of this you know m- uh, decision making. My parents my firstly with my parents and then myself as a parent. My parents decided me to give a nickname and a real name, and for my sibling, my sister, they have decided to give only a real name. So there has been a lot of fight from my sisters to always to parents that you were very partial to my brother. You gave two names and you gave me only one name. So I wanted also a shorter version. So she tried to call something, but they could not settle for a nickname which she could continue to for call. And then when I became a parent myself, I decided to choose a name. Means me and my wife decided to choose a name for my daughter, which was short, cute. But instead of deciding that name as a nickname, we decided let us call her the real name as that name. So we call her Ashi. So her name is short, sweet. But then again, she always has this thing with me that why did you choose me a name? Which people tend to confuse in the choosing the spelling. It's whether it is ASHI or ASHII. So I believe this is it's a very difficult narrative and difficult decision making. Parents, when they decide to choose the name for their the newly born one, they are excited. It is out of the excitement or out of the the newness of that moment. It is very momentary. They don't think about what is very long term. They decide something which is reflecting immediately, and they decide upon that thing as a name. Of course, at times it gets difficult. Now we have a more comfortable nicknames. If I tell you the nickname of my father or my grandfather, you will laugh a lot. So there used to be more funnier nicknames or even the names that times. So now that intelligence has bred in. But yes, one thing could have been there. Of course, when the child is growing, there is always opportunity to looking back. If the name or nickname is hurting his personality or giving him some kind of
jitter, so better to decide and work upon them in the younger stage of while the child is young. So that's it from my side, Toastmaster Sangeeta.
Thank you, Toshi. That eldest child has always been the experimental child, I would say. So I'm the eldest child, so I can understand your pain. Um, and it's good that you started, whatever you have had experience, you tried not to give that experience to your child, but again, like everyone has their own opinion, so maybe try and ask her like what kind of nickname she would like to have and give her that choice. Again, this is my opinion. Thank you so much. I'd like to call upon Akpan. Good to see you. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Sanjita. All good, all good. How are you?
I am doing good as well. So to you, I have, okay. Is it okay to give someone a nickname if they don't like? Is it
So I
okay to,
feel,
sorry,
yeah.
go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you, Sanjita. So that's an interesting question. So I feel that nicknames, firstly, is something that is usually given by parents when children are really, really young. And gradually, and their thought process might not really align with the thought process that the child has once the child grows up. And that is when the child might be reluctant to use that specific name. While nicknames can be really close because as you grow up, you are usually called by your first name, but then nicknames are something that only your close friends and family members call you. But at the same time, I also feel that if a name is something that you're not comfortable in, if it is some, because given ultimately at the end of the day, the name in which you're called is your identity. And if your identity is something with which people are addressing you is something that you're not comfortable with, that is exactly where it is important that we draw that barrier, we draw that boundary. And again, with love, although parents definitely give us these nicknames, as we grow up, if we're not comfortable with it, it's important to at least speak up and to let people know as to how do you really want yourself to be called. And I feel that is extremely important.
Wow, that's a very powerful, uh, speech or thought process that you have. I do agree to that, because the name is our identity. It kinds of like when we see someone, having, I'll give you a very um, recent example. So there's a minister whose name is Pinky. He gave some weird, um, I'm sorry, I know I'm not allowed to speak about politics, but I'm just, trying to reason the example that um, reason it with an example. So currently there was some minister whose name is Pinky, and he was giving some sort of, sharing his opinion. So people started attacking his name. Um, so yeah, I guess like name carries an identity. So when someone sees your name, the first thing they have their mind is like, oh, this is, Mr. X. He might be this person. So I do agree to that. Now I'd like to call upon Jerry. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, how
I
are you?
I love Tom and Jerry. I used to watch a lot while I was a kid. I still do. It's one of my comforting um, cartoon series. How are you doing today?
I'm doing perfectly fine. How are you?
I am doing good as well. So, to you, I have um okay, this is a little bit. I'll just take 1 minute, not 1 minute,
Sure.
5 seconds. Okay. What is the sorry that you have already described? If you could give yourself that is taken. Sorry. Okay. If you become famous tomorrow, what nickname would you give to yourself?
If I become famous tomorrow, I would like to use my official name, which is TM Sanskar, which I am known by. Because nickname is a privilege given to those who are close by, and it's a special feeling, those who know my name, real nickname. And as I've become close to this family, Bright Beginnings Toastmaster Club, I feel I had to reveal it now by bringing this theme nicknames, and also reveal my nickname, real nickname, which was Jerry. So because I feel closer, and if I become famous, I would like to, just like any actor or any actress, they use their official real name or just make a makeup name. I'd like to use Sanskar because it would be for official use. And as I already told, people who are closer need to feel special, and and nickname is a personality trait and a special bond which is given to those who really deserve it. And 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 in conclusion, I'd like to just use my real name, which is Sanskar, and be known as Sanskar to all those audiences who I don't know. And that is it for me. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjita.
Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, I do agree to what you have said. Like we have discussed this before also, like, name is an identity, and nicknames is a privilege given by us by the people who are closed, who belongs to that close circle. So, yeah, with that, I would like to move on to the next speaker. I would pick Anshu Man. Hi. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Toastmaster Sanjita?
I am doing good. Great, actually. Um, okay, for you, I have, can a nickname change a person's identity? Can a nickname change a person's identity? Over to you.
What's in a name? Said none or said Shakespeare. So, name can shape up identity or not shape up identity. Depends on first the meaning of the name, and second, how much the person emotionally relates to the name. For example, my name Anshuman, I figured out that it means rays of the sun. The meaning is beautiful. However, I could not somehow relate to it. Rays of the sun. Should I be supposed to be ray of a sun shining light upon everyone? Not really. So I never could relate to the purpose or the meaning of my name. As for my nickname, which is Anshu, I found it to be cute. I found it to be likable. I found it to be something my parents and my relatives fondly called me. So somehow I related to Anshu a lot more, where I felt that it is quite brings me closer to the people I am at home. But I could not relate to people calling me Anshu outside my home because it was meant to be for within my home. So talking about identity, um if a person has a name, a nickname, or a name which really resonates with that person, definitely that can help shapes one identity. For example, some random research or advice, I don't know how accurate that is, that if you tell children that you are a tiger, then the persona might become tiger like. But you would tell them that you are soft, you are cute, you are meek, then the child's identity might shape up accordingly. How, I don't know how accurate that is, but if it is actually research based, then maybe calling the children tiger, lion, or relating to identity of strength may help them become more stronger than calling them something cuter on the other side. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters Sanjita.
Thank you. Thank you, Anshuman, for that impromptu speech. I have two, opinion. not opinion, basically my thoughts. One is that when you say Anshuman is, rays of light, I feel like you are walking, talking light, who kinds of like lights up the room whenever you're speaking. You have actually given me so many good um, tips, and you have had listened to me many a times. So I think you are the rays of your name actually, kind of like um what do you call is actually equivalent to your personality type. So it's not like it's coming from nowhere. You actually resembles to your name very much. And secondly, when you said about the children becomes what they are being fed, I think that is very much true because they don't have that critical lens, critical thinking lens, that they can filter out what is coming in is good or bad. They are not able to distinguish between the bad and the good. So I guess like, yeah, we should, that is the reason why it is being said like the children should be motivated. They should be, treated as with care rather than, throwing harsh words or treating them violently. So yeah.
That's a great point.
Just
Appreciate.
adding to it. So it's a reverse psychology. So whatever you, so for example, as Sangeeta mentioned, that you bring up the light everywhere you walk around or wherever you are. So that has become a, eventually when your name was given as Anshuman, it was given with love and with a sense of good meaning to start with, and that's how we all do. But then gradually, as you have grown up, you have actually live up to that name, and now actually you're actually bringing light wherever you're walking around, be it your family, be it your home, or be it the Toastmasters meeting. So eventually, that's the whole idea of giving that a powerful name, be it a tiger, be it a lion, so that eventually that trait of personality you bring in yourself. So that goes with both the positives and the negatives of it. Because people who have been given the bad names, that negativity also comes along with that. So I
Yeah,
think that's the whole idea.
true that. Yeah, I do agree to
I
that.
agree with Shaunak because your original name wasn't meant to be bad. It's given by your parents because what gave your parents the first impression of your name, and that's why they kind of thought it or beforehand. And it's given to you out of love only. And nickname is out of your personality trait which you develop, so called, and that's why you're given a nickname or something as short as something else to call you by as something some another personality as well, like that.
And
Yeah.
moreover, these negative nicknames are basically being given by your friends or the community or the society based on your ethnicity, based on your cultural background, based on any physical conditions that a person might have. It's- and that that reflects back in the person's mind, when that being called upon again and again and again and again and again. So that's the negative side of it.
Yeah, yeah. That person then, that thought process solidifies in that person's head, that, that is that identity stays, and that big person molds into that identity basically. Yeah. Moving to the next person, Nancy. Hi, Nancy. How are you doing?
Hi, Sanjita. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. So to you, my topic is okay. Do you watch fictional movies?
Mm, not really. Not
Okay,
much.
okay. Okay. For you then, if your workplace had a nickname for everyone, what would yours be? If your workplace had a nickname for everyone, what would yours be? Over to you.
I if my workplace would have nicknames, what would I be? I think my name would be same as my official name. A story behind this, I'll tell you. During the school timing, during school time, uh, our school teacher was asking about the meaning of our names. Everyone was telling their actual meaning of their name. But when my turn came, I told him, "Sir, this is the English name and it does not have any meaning." He said, every name should have some meaning. Even if it is English, there should be a meaning. Nancy means Nancy, Nano Jessie. It's like as expressive as the eyes. And I feel that comes in my attitude as well, in office also. If I am feeling bad, I tell and I show that I'm feeling bad, and I'm feeling good, I show and I tell to people that I'm feeling good. So the nickname would be similar to what my actual name is. That's all from my side. Back to you, Toastmaster Sanjita.
Thank you, Nancy. That yeah, I mean, that's very interesting, you know. I actually assume that all the names have certain sort of meaning until I found a friend whose name did not had a meaning, and I asked him like, why is it so? Because I did the same like a teacher did. I kind of like, you know, break his name into different syllable and said like, okay, this part means this part means this, and this part means this. To that he said, no, that was not the intention of my parents. So and he said like, you know, it can mean anything and I can be anything. um, and to that, when I heard that, you know, his thought process, and you know, my name has a certain meaning, right? It has multiple meanings. So that's when I decided to go by one meaning, that my name, um, go by that one synonym, basically, that my name actually resembles. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thoughts. But yeah, you know, coming back to your point, I have actually, you're the second person who said that, and I really like that there are certain people who don't have meaning to their name, and they if they want, they can choose anything to be, and that can be their identity. Yeah. With that, I think I have covered everyone
Except you.
except
So I,
me.
I have a table topic for you.
Sure, sure. Excited.
Toastmaster Sanjita. Create a funny nickname for yourself and give a 1 minute acceptance speech for it. Create a funny name for yourself and give a 1 minute acceptance speech for it, Toastmaster Sanjita.
Wow, that's like why I should be the minister of certain, you know, department or certain constituency. Okay, I think I should be named as Jack of all trades and master of none. So, and the nickname would be JTMN, JTMN. And the reason why I gave that to myself is that, you know, I am at the crossroad right now. That when I see people putting their stories on Instagram, I see people are so much. I mean, there are so many talented people out there who are not only good at a job, but also trying to, you know, pursue their hobbies and whatnot. Even when I see at my workplace, people are, you know, good at technology, people are good at finance, people are good at n number of things. So when I see all these people, I get motivated and I try to, you know, try to do as many things as possible, if not going into the depth. I do have one specialization, but other than that, I try to have a basic understanding of everything that, you know, catches my eyes or that I am interested in. And also because Also because I want to let people know that when you have a basic understanding of everything that is around you, you would have a sense of opinion, what is good, what is bad, and you will not freeze when somebody's speaking to you. And I believe everybody should have that critical lens that critical lens towards the things that are surrounded, or that are surrounded, or that has a direct impact on us, so that we don't go by whatever is being shared, um, and we use our brain basically to distinguish that particular thing, like what actually is true and what actually is not. So yeah. With that, I think I don't have the time to summarize. Yeah, over to you. Over to me, I guess. And with
So,
that, the table topic session comes to an end. Thank you so much for the participations. You guys were really wonderful. I really loved and enjoyed it. Over to you, Jerry. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster JTMN. And I have already given my end remarks for today's theme, but with interest of time, I had skipped over some few people over the meetings, and I would like to know their stories as well, if they had or if they had not nicknames, and if they would love to have one. So, Toastmaster Vidhu, Toastmaster Nancy, any of you guys would like to speak upon, like, did you have, or would you like to have, or something, just something, please. Toastmaster Vidhu, please.
Toastmaster Jerry, I actually didn't have any nickname, but I'm a person who always have been keeping nicknames for the others. So yeah, I don't have any nicknames. I'm blessed that way, and I'm very happy with my name. And the meaning of my name is moon, basically. It's a synonym of a moon. So yeah.
Okay, no problem. It's okay. So thank you, Toastmaster Vidhu. I love the meaning of your name, and the background you have on your video is also celestial. So taking that, I think it really suits you. Okay, Toastmaster Nancy, did you have or not have any? Just share.
My cousins used to call me Nanas. So nothing, no reason behind it, just that from Nancy they used to call me Nanas.
Fun.
Apart from that, no other nicknames were there for me.
No problem. No problem. With that, I end my part of the meeting today as Toastmaster of the day. I had a lot of fun as Toastmaster, and it was a really an honor to introduce this theme and also to reveal my name and also listen to others. And that is it. Lovely meeting you all. And moving on with our next part of the meeting, which is general evaluation. Please, I'll introduce upon Toastmaster Anshu ma'am.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Cherry. And that was such a beautiful theme. I think it connected all of us, brought a lot of good energy, good vibes, and led to a foundation of fantastic meeting. And to evaluate the meeting, we'll start with the speech evaluation. And I'd like to invite the evaluator for Toastmaster Ashutosh's speech, Toastmaster Toshi's speech, Toastmaster Vidhu. And Vidhu, I'm forgetting your nickname.
You can say VV,
VV. All
Chopra
right.
VVC, VVC for now.
VVC. Over to you, VVC.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshu. So, Toastmaster Toshi, your speech really riled me up. Broadly, there were few of the things which were great. One was the overall structure, the sequence of event from innovation to talking about the trust, and then about reinventing the entire product line of how the entire Titan is now it's such a has become a brand. So that is something, the sequence in which you've explained was really great, and that's true representation of a story, right, where we have proper clarity among how the storyline is moving. In terms of the recommendation, one was around the vocal variety. So there were it sounded a flat almost across during the entire duration. So one thing you can work on is finding areas where you can play around with your voice, or you want to emphasize or take certain long pauses. That is some area, and I think this was more of like a um it was not like a personal story to you, right? So the personal story thing was something which was missing, that could have elevated the overall hook of the story, because this was more like, I think most of us have already seen Titan, so we were able to relate to it. But adding your own personal story in terms of how this inspired you, or what has changed within you based on this storyline, was something which I was looking forward to. Yes, there was a towards the end, there was a very clear message of what we can take away from this. So that was the good part. So there was a clear message of how you can use your own dream alongside with consistency to bring in that excellence or success. That was truly phenomenal. So the closure was clear, structure was clear, but two things. One was pitch, vocal variety, and second was your personal story. So these are the two things you can maybe, and it is always a pleasure for us to hear back your personal stories, or your thought process in your stories. So I think that is something which I look forward in the coming speeches. Overall, kudos to your effort. You have tried to at least deliver the speech, so that has to be given merit. So thank you for that. With this, I now hand it over to our GE, Toastmaster Anshu. Over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster with VVC. All right, for the comprehensive evaluation for Toastmaster Toshi. Coming to the next section, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Nancy to share her language evaluation report. Over to you, Toastmaster Nancy. And your nickname, Toastmaster Nancy, is, to remind everyone,
Nanas.
Nanis. Okay. All right.
Okay, I am sharing my screen. Hope everyone can see my screen.
Yep.
Okay, so this is my report as a language evaluator. For Toastmaster Ashu used 3 times two times and me 2 times in a sentence. Toastmaster Sanskar used 4 times. Sanjida used 2 times 3 times 4 times 2 times kind of. Akfan I could not find any. Shonak I could not find any. Anshuman was all I could not find any. Vidhu, there were 4 R's, 2. Nancy, 2 times that I know. Uh, Apart from that, I don't know if anyone noticed. Apart from that, some of the good usages were think on your feet, preconceived notion, jitter, good usage of word, train of thoughts was good usage of word, and better, the usage that we can, the words, the sentence, maybe we can use in a better way was, it's very good of you to understand yourself. It's great that you understand yourself well. That's all about me. And there was nobody used word of the day, instigate. Back to you, Toastmaster Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Nancy, for instigating us with the fact that we didn't use word of the day. Um, yeah, it's important to use word of the day and practice word of the day in our daily lives. Coming to the timer report, Toastmaster Ashutosh stood at 6 minutes 40 seconds with the speech. Table topics, Toastmaster Shonak was at 1 minute 32 seconds. Meenakshi at 1 minute 12 seconds. Toastmaster Vidhu at 1 minute 41 seconds. Toastmaster Ashutosh at 2 minutes 11 seconds. Soon to be Toastmaster Akpan at 1 minute 21 seconds. Toastmaster Nancy at 1 minute 47 seconds. And Toastmaster Sanjida at 2 minutes 9 seconds. And for evaluation, Toastmaster Vidhu took 2 minutes 57 seconds. So all of us were within time. Congratulations. We adhered to the time limit and we are right at the edge of closing the meeting too. So I'll conclude with the thoughts. First of all, fantastic meeting. I think almost 50-60% of the audience was glued throughout the meeting, actively engaged. One of the primary reasons was the beautiful, fantastic theme which Toastmaster Jerry picked up for today. Um, Quite personal, and anything personal relates with Toastmasters overall. So, such kind of themes really glue the audience and ensure that there's active participation. So, kudos to you, Toastmaster um, Jerry, for keeping all of us engaged, involved, um, and bringing up such fond memories of nicknames.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anchu man.
Coming to the further sections, Rosma Ashutosh, a great speech. I think you reminded us of the power of building a homegrown brand, a story which resonates deeply with Indians in general. And some of us have seen the series, some of us might be looking forward to see the series, but I think your speech makes me, so I just finished with the first episode. So I might like just spend the weekend looking at going through the series itself. So thank you for doing that. And as Toshma Vidhu has already shared with you comprehensively, hopefully you'll implement those improvement areas in next week. Look forward to your further speeches. Coming to Toshma Vidhu, Toshma, like good usage of the sandwich approach of giving a good feedback, topping it up with what can be improved, and then concluding it with overall summary. Toastmaster Sanjita, you were a revelation today with your table topic section where you gave quite thoughtful top ups to each of the table topics, which were intriguing enough. And that brought a lot of light to the table topic section. Excellent work there. So thank you for joining today, and I hope you choose Bright Beginning as your continuing Mumbai Toastmaster. But yes, please do join one or two meetings and take a call of what time suits you and does this space work for you. Um, as a presiding officer, as always, Toastmaster Shaunak was quite energizing, brought a lot of energy, engaged the guests, and ensured that all of us are on time and get the work done. So we are quite punctual about today. So thank you, Toastmaster Shaunak. What I like to see you today, you missed out on a meaty role today. Uh, I think one area definitely, I think Bright Beginning, all of us, EC, are striving to get into place is getting that rhythm going. So I'll be singing with Toastmaster Shaunak, and EC members are most welcome to join to see how we can start the hybrid, once in a while hybrid minimum again. So that's our quest, and along with the PR activity. I think without even both, we have a healthy attendance of 9 to 10 now regular. So that's a good starting point. But our minimum goal is to get it to 15 on an average going forward. So hopefully with these 2-3 tweaks of doing active PR and say a hybrid connect, say once a month or twice a month, will get us to that goal. And and overall, and thank you, Toastmaster Nancy, for the comprehensive language evaluator report. Quite apt, quite descriptive, will help the folks ponder upon how they have been looking at their R's, and usage of relevant words. And good to see you, Tosman Meenakshi, back. And I think some of us followed your Australia stories. I think you represented Bright Beginning India in a great fashion, but look forward to you representing Bright Beginning Toastmasters also in the future. In like, look forward to your speeches or taking up future roles in the meeting going forward. All right, that is it from my end. as a general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Shaunak, to conclude the proceedings.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anshuman. That was quite a detailed evaluation for each one of us, and thank you for that. With this evaluation section, we are coming at the end of the meeting today. So before we close the meeting, I would like to call upon our guest, to be Toastmaster Afwan, to come and share her experience at how was the overall construct of the meeting. If she has any feedback for us for any improvement areas, don't hesitate to share that with us.
Hi, Toastmaster Shauna. Thank you so much. Firstly, I really enjoyed being a part of this group. I had never really experienced Toastmasters, and I think this was something that I have been wanting to join for quite a bit of time. But then, for some reason or the other, I wasn't. But I really like the structure of how we really go through through the entire session, giving everyone a chance to speak, and again the evaluation that happens towards the end. I think it just shows us a very clear picture of where do we stand and how can we really improve, what are the pointers that we can work around. I really like Nancy's report wherein we were able to see the number of filler words that we use, or along with that what are the specific phrases that we use that really elevated on how we spoke. I just took a quick note of all those phases so that I can also utilize it going ahead. And on an overall basis, I really enjoyed it. And I hope I join this group very soon.
Looking forward to it, Toastmaster Afwan. Toastmaster Sanjida, what's your take? You've been joining this meeting after a long time.
I
Any
think
feedback
it
for us?
um I think it went well. I was not thinking to participate or to be the TTM for today. It came as a surprise, but I think it was good. Reminded me of why I joined Toastmaster in the first place.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I see Pradeep Kumar. Pradeep, can you please turn on your camera and make yourself available? I think you're on mute. In case you want to add something. Okay. So I have a challenge for us for the next week's meeting. So why don't we have a evaluation in a poetic way next week? So I'm giving you this challenge a week before so that you all can practice how you can be poetic while giving the feedback.
The Toastmaster Shaunak, you are the team mod for next week.
Yeah, and I don't have to give
Poetic evaluation is